Hey guys, Loco88 here and bringing you some more DayZ. Now in this video what we'll be doing is I'll be talking to you about my impressions and opinions so far of DayZ Game Standalone. In the background what you will be seeing is some footage of some redone areas starting from Novi Sabor all the way over to Viborn, working up north towards the Northwest Airfield. So yeah, like I say, we'll be basically discussing my own personal opinions of this. Now, once it was released, obviously unexpectedly. I obviously thought we would have a long wait before this actually did come out, but then it just was put up on Steam. So I managed to get it straight away. Initially, even though I knew it was pre-alpha, I knew there wouldn't be a lot in it. There wasn't going to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. I was just looking forward to getting a good look around, exploring the actual map, and seeing what there was. Now, first there was obviously problems in terms of the character. Every time I'd load in, I'd start someone new. So on this time where I've got the recording, actually was a spawn again, actually in Vibor, like you used to do in the mod. So I've worked across, as you can see there, I'm at Starry at the moment. One thing I've noticed from the actual map is there's not actually much military loot at the top half of the actual map itself. For example, with Starry Sabor, there wasn't the military tents there used to be. There wasn't any other military installations. There does seem to be a lot happening down on the coast, specifically with Beloit having the amount of barracks it does and the integral buildings for you to be able to get the loot. Also, there's a small, which some may know, some may not. I've not been there myself, but I've seen that there's actually a military base just north of Kamenka. So the route up there, and also Zlanagos's barracks, so it's a good way there to actually get loot. So it does beg the differ what would be the point to actually come up north. Now, the first few days playing this game, there wasn't really people up north. There was a lot of people around south, a lot of people exploring there, getting used to the looting, and I didn't really come across anybody when I was actually up in the north region of the actual map. I've not actually played this in about a week. So far, what I've noticed is I was a little bit disappointed. Like I said, I do know it is in pre-alpha, so I wasn't expecting a lot. But with the lack of weaponry, for one thing, was something I was quite surprised in. Very limited in terms of actual weapons, which there was on here. I believe there was only 3 at the time. I thought there would have been a lot more in at that moment in time. Now, they were discussing in terms before, when it was actually in development, during dev blogs, in terms of vehicles and in weaponry, about using the old armor models and putting them in place until new ones were developed. Now, that was an option, but it looks like they've gone to the option to basically redo everything from scratch and just put in the bare minimum for the time being. That being said, what they do have in the moment in time in terms of the weapon customization to me is a really positive. I enjoy the looting. Being able to go through the buildings makes everything a lot more fresh now. Actually being able to go and loot into different houses and that, you spend a lot more time in certain areas where you would just completely go past them, and towns where you weren't going before. There is a reason to go in there to get food, drink, any other supplies which you can get. The inventory system, a lot of people don't like it. They thought it would have been a lot more staged than it is at the moment. But me personally, I think it's ideal for it. Just dragging and dropping. The way it's set out as well, it does need some fine tweaking. As you can see, it's not like the most advanced thing in the world that you've ever seen for an adventure system on a game, but it's definitely got potential there, and it is heading in the right direction. Now, from my experiences so far, initially there was problems in terms of food and drink. Now, I was constantly starving, constantly hungry, and having to eat and drink all the time. I was persistently getting ill and going unconscious, which in the mod you can come round from eventually with a timer or EpiPen. This, no coming round. That was it. I had to respawn. So that was quite frustrating when that happened when I was quite at the Northeast Airfield. And having to run back up north does take quite some time, as we all know, especially with no vehicles in at this moment in time. Now, the chances of getting going unconscious have now been greatly reduced, so that's a lot better. They've also put visual aids as well on the inventory system to tell you if you are actually ill, if you're thirsty, bleeding, if you're hungry, all those kind of things. They're not actually in the inventory system, as you can see playing at the moment, because this was literally day after the release, but it has actually been updated, so now it has got more visual aids instead of just text in the bottom left hand side of the screen telling you when you actually need something, which is definitely a step in the right direction. But I'm wondering what they're going to put in concrete in terms of what's going to be the final product once it is actually in place. Now, in terms of being out the actual clothing side of things, being able to customize your actual character appearance, that to me as well also is a positive. Now, they do mention the amount of individual items and lootable items which are in the actual game. I've not counted them I'm not expecting anyone to have counted the individual objects to see, but there's not actually a large variety, in my opinion, of, say, clothing and other items in the actual game world. I thought there would have been a lot more other things around at the moment. If there's something they could be putting in, not sure, but at this stage, there's nothing in there. As you can see at the moment as well, while running around, this is Starry Sabah, there was no actual zombies. Now, I think in this entire video, I might actually see maybe one. I know when I last played about a week ago, they did increase it a little bit. There were zombies around, but not to the extent that there were actually in the mod. They were still doing some of the odd animations that said that they were going to actually change, so I'm unsure if that's actually going to be coming out in any future stage to be changed. Now, a lot of the actual towns that have changed are pretty cool. There's a new base here southwest of Cabanino, just north of Resnick Hill. There's a new little military base there. They've done a really good job with the things they've put in place. I know a lot of people play the mod, and when new towns like that, they just look like an ASAT job, basically. They just look awful. Obviously, these people know what they're doing. They have the facilities to be able to do it, and have done a really good job with the map customization far as I've seen. I've explored the northern regions of the map, places where there was nothing before. They've just made the terrain and things are put in there, make it the more reason to go up north. There's more out there now. It actually looks natural instead of just being hills and forests and nothing out there. It basically did close down the actual game map previously, where now there's more expansion to that, so you can go further afield. Another thing I'm not sure about as well is they also mentioned that UTES was actually going to be in Chernarus. It was supposed to be off Skaliski. Now, there is a DayZ Standalone map on DayZ DB. It doesn't show that there. I can't confirm for myself 100% if it's there or not, because I've not been, but next time I'm sure to definitely swim and take a look for myself. If any of you can confirm that for me in the comments if they're in or not, that'll be great, because I'm really unsure if that's in, but I've not seen any videos that they're in. I've not heard anything that it's in, but I'm still curious, because it was supposed to be being put in. I've not heard that it, like I say, it's not in, or that the fact it's going to be in a late stage, so I'm going to go check that out anyway. But if anyone knows otherwise, do let me know. It'll save me a swim. So in terms of actual gameplay, I was quite hesitant in terms of like firefights, things like that from the armor mod, because it does come from a Milsim type game. There's a lot of things there which makes things for gunfights, the actual gunplay, all that. I enjoy it. It really is. I was a bit skeptical with the actual standalone itself. In terms of melee action, melee doesn't seem to be working perfect. It's a bit off-angled and that. It's not the best. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But that will be obviously improved at a late stage. But in terms of firefights and action we had, at first, like I say, down the coast you will come across people. Now, because there's not a whole lot to do in the game at the moment in time, people are tending to hang around the coast. So going up north seems pointless, as everyone seems to be basically shooting fresh spawns on the coast. As you'd expect from the mod, I didn't really expect it to happen in this, because equipment does degrade when you do shoot it. So if you damage it, then you're going to get damaged gear. But that hasn't affected me when I've done it. I'm sure it hasn't affected other people. They've not been too bothered about that happening. So they just still shoot on sight. So far, what I've come across then is, because I did read a post online about hacking being in, and scripts, things like that. Now, at the moment in time, there isn't any anti-hacks in place. So basically, kids are just doing whatever they want at the moment in time, which is affecting the normal game like myself and yourselves. Now, it's not in place at the moment, but as it is in pre-alpha, there's a lot of updates I have to push through. They would have to keep pushing through an update in the anti-hacks as well. So I can understand why it's not in place at the moment, and also they can learn from what people are actually doing and get things around and get feedback and basically do work on it extra to sort that out. Now, in terms of combat logging, it has happened a lot to me. People are logging persistently. Server hopping, they said that was going to be something that wouldn't be happening, but it is actually at the moment. The amount of times I've been in buildings and people logged in behind me is ridiculous. So be careful when you're looting barracks, especially because someone may log in behind you and hatchet your face off. So definitely something to look out for. But hacking as well, I've come across maybe one experience where I feel someone has used scripts against me, where I've been shot through solid structures. Unsure how it's happened, some kind of glitch, lag, no idea. At first impression, you would think that someone's doing something they shouldn't be, but I can't say that for sure. So far I am going to be taking a break from the actual game itself. I'm not sure if any updates have come out in the previous week. Like I say, I have had a break from it. I am glad that I did purchase it when I did, because I've been able to have a good look round, see what's happened so far, and it is a lot of potential. So I'm really happy with the way it's going. Once the actual anti-hacks and anti-cheats, all that kind of thing, the combat log systems are all sorted out, that's going to be the main core and the main foundation in, and they can only go up from there. So it has been a positive experience, a little bit disappointed in terms of what's in so far, but like I said, I am fully aware that it's pre-alpha, so there is still things to come. Hopefully it's all positive things. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some new weapons, some new items, and for some of the bugs to actually be fixed. What I'd like to do, if you can, is if you've got any particular comments or opinions on this, do leave them in the comments below. If you've not actually purchased the game yet and you're just waiting, if there's any particular reasons why you're waiting, like you're a bit hesitant about it, leave your concerns in the comments below as well, and we can try and discuss that further about that, and I'll try and help you out with any concerns anyone may have. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, it's just basically my opinions of the game so far. I should be picking this back up again in the next week or so. Hopefully some more updates there, and it can be more enjoyable for what I want to play it for. Well, thank you for watching.